bubble sort. So what is the actual agenda or the goal of the sorting, right? Sorting, what it will try to do, either it will try to place the values in the ascending order or it will try to do in the descending order. Ascending order means the numbers will be placed from lowest value to the highest value. It will be placed in this fashion, like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So let's think like this. So from smaller number to larger number, it will be placed, means this is called as ascending order. What is descending order? From highest value to lowest value. So this is called as descending order and this is called as ascending order. Using inbuilt method, it is only possible to navigate through ascending order only. You cannot achieve the descending order using inbuilt methods. So ascending order, lowest to highest only possible with the inbuilt methods. So using inbuilt method, now let's understand what is bubble sort. So this is like basic, this is easy. So let's understand this. So let me take an array. So int, first of all, I'll explain this in the notepad and then I'll start writing code so that you can understand how the logic actually works for bubble sort. I'm taking an array. So this array, let me take some values. So I am taking values like any values I can take. So let me take like this 55, then 35, then 42, then 77. So the values are placed in a random mode. So this is an unsorted array. You can see that some large, some values are there, and again some small values, again some larger values, again some small values. So in bubble sort, what we will do, right? We will take a temporary variable. So we will take a temporary variable, and every iteration, what we do, we just compare the two consecutive values. Suppose we are taking the first index 10 and I am comparing with 33. So my goal is to form an ascending order. At that time, what I will do, 10 I will compare with 33. So if 10 is less than 33, then I will not do anything. I will just ignore it. Then again, the next iteration will continue and 10 will be compared with 9. Now 10 is greater than 9. I need to have an ascending order, right? So ascending order means the lowest value should be on the left side. So this number 9 and number 10 will be swapped using a temporary variable. So I will swap those values whenever I want an ascending order. So like this, the first index is compared with all these values. And after the first iteration, what happens? The smallest value will be placed at the first position. So all these elements are compared finally, and the smallest value, whatever is available, that will come at the first position. That is what will happen in the bubble sort in the first iteration. So the first iteration, we will take this value and compare it with all the elements in the array. So the smallest value will be placed here. Now, so smallest value is already here. We don't need to touch it, right? So the loop will continue again. So the loop will start again here at the second position, and it will compare with all the elements at the next position. So again, it will find the smallest value and it will place at the second position. So here the swapping of elements will happen. So for that, how we can write a condition? So we need to write two for loops here. The first for loop is for starting from the first index. So first index I am starting, and we have to navigate through all these elements, right? So the first index I am denoting with I, and I equal to 0, then I less than. So here the uh, last element will be in, let's take arr dot length. Arr dot length minus 1. So here I am giving less than symbol. So arr dot length, it will be residing. Then I should give I plus plus. So this is the outer for loop. So this outer for loop, what it will do, it will navigate through all the elements within this array. So every element it will pick and it will be taking this in the outer for loop. You have to write two for loops here. First for loop is navigating through the value, and second for loop is for checking the subsequent values. So you have to write an inner for loop. Write an inner for loop and take int j equal to. So as I told, first value I'm comparing with second value. So then what I should do, I should write I plus 1. So if I is 0, then the first value is compared with second value. If I is 1 here, then 33 is compared with 99, like 9. And if I is 2, then 9 is compared with 6. So if I need to compare with the next value on the right side, then I should give I plus 1. So this is the logic we have to write for bubble sort. And then j less than arr dot length. Then j plus plus. So this is the logic for inner for loop. So inside condition, what exactly I'm going to write? Let me write what condition. So we have to anyway use the if condition. So inside the if condition, we have to write the logic that I have told you here. So how the logic is written, I am taking a temporary variable, right? So let me take a temporary variable initially, temp equal to 0. I am just declaring it and assigning with 0 initially before the loop. And inside this condition, what I should write, if AR or ARR of like this array value of j, this j is greater than, like I should give less than. Why I am giving, I will explain. So if I am picking this ARR of A, so the first index is 10, right? So if the number 10 is greater than, like the number like 9 is the third value, let's see, like 9 is less than 10, right? Then only this condition should be satisfied. Otherwise, like the we are trying to do ascending order for now. So let's understand ascending order. So the descending order will be the just exactly opposite. So first of all, ascending order means number 9 should be placed at the first position. So 10 is there, then 10 if I am comparing with 9. So ARR of like A of I, right? ARR of I. A of I or ARR of I, whatever the variable we are taking. So this variable is being compared with the next values. So ARR of J. So 33. 33 is bigger value than 10, right? Then this will be ignored. Nothing will happen. So the J value is incremented, inner for loop, and it will come with 9. So 9 here will come. 9 is less than 10, right? So the value should be swapped here. So 9 should be placed at the first position and 10 should be placed at the third position. So for this we are using a temporary variable in order to swap the values. So how to swap the values now? So if I am taking this, let me take this inside the if condition. So first of all, let me store this temp variable, and inside the temp variable I should take the first value 10 and place it inside this temp variable. So the next step is we need to swap the values. So already I have stored this inside this temp variable, right? Now I can replace this ARR of I. So the 10th, like the first index 10 value, whatever position value is there, that I can replace it with the 9, whatever 9 is there. So 9 is present in the jth index. Now ARR of J. Here only basic swapping is happening. We are trying to compare two variables, and whenever the value which is on the left side is big, it is a big value that is swapped with the smaller value. So after this condition, this value will be swapped to the first position. That's what will happen. So in this loop will iterate fully, and finally we have the small value number 6, right? That will be placed at the first position. So this is how this is the code. You need to practice and debug this to understand it more. So let me write this. So I will take this and let me write a code for this. So new class bubble sort public static void main, and then click on finish. So I am directly pasting this code, and first of all I have taken an unsorted array, and I have taken a temporary variable, and this outer for loop is navigating through the entire entire array values. So the inner for loop, what it will do, it will increment for the values which are after the index which is available here. So suppose these three elements are already done. So if the position is at 9, like second index, then it will only increment for the subsequent positions only. The previous positions it will not increment. So all subsequent positions for index I. So this loop will iterate only for the subsequent position alone. So here I have given I plus 1. So if I is 5 here, then 5 plus 1, 6. From 6th index only this will increment. And in this condition, we are just swapping the values whenever the value which is on the right side is small, which is smaller than the left side value, then it is swapping. So this code will make it in an ascending order. First of all, let me execute this. So I have taken an initial value and I'm going to print it on the console. So before sorting, arrays dot toString arr. Now the same statement I am going to write after the sorting happens. So after sorting, run as Java application. So you see the before sorting the whatever array I have taken, that is unsorted array. And finally this logic, what it does, it places all the small values on the left side and the larger values on the right side. So this code will build an ascending order logic. And if I am just inverting this greater less than symbol to greater than, then descending order code will execute. So let me show that. So this code, let me comment and I will write another condition, arr of j greater than arr of I. So what this code will do, this code will make the values in the descending order. Run as Java application. So you see this is an unsorted array. The largest value came on the left side and the smallest value is on the right side. So here what exactly happening? So whenever the value which is on the uh, initial position, if it is smaller than the this value, right, then only swapping is happening. So you can try to debug this code, you will understand better. So I explained for the ascending order, I thought it is then descending order, you always can put a breakpoint here and try to debug this code. So for the first time, if you're seeing, definitely it may be confusing. So don't worry, just you practice this 2-3 times. Every 2-3 days, once you practice it, and after 1 week again you practice, then you can remember. So only once if you're doing any coding, right, it will be confusing. So try to do practice after 1 week again and again. So write something on the pen and paper you can take and write so that you can remember the logic. So try to build the logic. You don't remember the exact syntax. How can I write the conditions and how can I write the logic? So try to think about it slowly. It will be with practice. It will come. So this is the main bubble sort algorithm. At least one sorting algorithm you should know if you are uh, apply after completing the arrays topic. At least one sorting algorithm you should know. The inbuilt methods are there, but if you are attending any interview and somebody is asking the write some code for sorting, right? So this bubble sort is easy. If I tell you this, all these different sorting algorithms, these are very complex. So these are not straightforward. Everything is having certain algorithm, the logic, background, everything. So quick sort and insertion sort. So in this sorting technique, some of them are efficient. So which of them, which is efficient in time complexity and which will take more less space, right? Space complexity is less memory, like memory, whatever it will take. Here I'm taking a temporary variable, right? So temporary variable, and I'm iterating for the entire array values. So entire array I'm iterating. So it is taking a long number, like long too many iterations. So this is the time complexity topics and space complexity topics are there. Uh, like there will be some notations like O of one, um, O of n, O of n square. There are so many logics like this. So O of log n, something like this. So these topics every interviewer will not ask. Only in product based companies they can ask. So that you can prepare later. But if you are not aware of this, that is totally fine. First of all, try to understand the bubble sort, and inbuilt functions are more than enough for working inside the company. And whenever you need more sorting, you can always find out this efficient method. So one like some of them are efficient in terms of time, and some are efficient in terms of the space means memory utilization. So memory utilization in the sense like how many variables you are creating during the runtime. Here I am creating a temporary variable, and I am comparing these things, right? um, like this, how many variables you are creating, that also is called as space complexity. Time complexity is number of iterations. So whether it is iterating for 5 times or 10 times. So every algorithm having certain logic. So you search about it slowly, like don't take it in a one day. Every week you search for one algorithm, and then you will understand. First of all, today and tomorrow you practice the bubble sort, and understand this how it works, both the ascending order and descending order. You have to practice both. So at least one sorting algorithm you should definitely know if you are attending interviews for Java automation, right? So one sorting algorithm definitely you should know. Bubble sort you can practice.